All praises to the Most High Yahuwah, and all praises to Yahusha, the one that lived for us and then died for us and then lived for us again to communicate with Yahuwah, and the one that gave us salvation and our redemption. Yes, and if you're new to the channel, pull up, pull up, pull up, have a seat. And also, those that watch my videos, like my videos, and actually, take out time to comment on my videos, you're highly appreciated. I'm grateful to you. And, well, it's quicker to RUACH Okudesh. Yep, let's quicker to RUACH. So, I'm going to give y'all something that I ended up, I guess you would say, accidentally coming across through my, and more so through my observation of how the Most High works, and also, what can I say? Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all some, and it's gonna be like, this is a something crucial, all right? So bear with me and bear with my explanation. All right, so I asked the Most High for a bitter cup that I did not know was bitter. I asked for him to take away my free will and to give me his will, right? Oh, yeah, I did. And I also, I'm not going to say I regret it, and I'm not going to say I'm completely fond of it either. However, I can say this much. When you ask for the will of the Most High and not your own will, it is a bitter cup. It's a bitter cup. It is completely bitter. And what I mean by that is, so I found myself kind of being forced, I found myself being forced to do his will. And I didn't notice it at first. I did ask him to take away my free will, but I didn't actually understand what that required. So, for those that ask to do the will of the Most High, it ain't gonna be comfortable. It's not gonna be comfortable. It's not gonna be easy. You are gonna be forced to do things. You're going to be forced to do things that actually go against your own will. It's going to challenge your desperation. It will also challenge your resilience. It'll challenge your obedience. It'll challenge. When you ask to do the will of the Most High, it's going to challenge everything that you thought that you wanted, okay? And me, like, going through the emotions about it, and even understanding how the Most High Yahuwah works through his RUACH, Uh, one, I do a lot of I do a lot of let me see. I would say I vent to the Most High, meaning I complain. I do complain to the Most High. Uh, However, once I complained, and then it said, the still voice said to me, it said to me, ain't this what you asked for? You asked for it. You asked for you asked to do my will against your own free will. You asked to do my will against your own free will. And so, with me asking to do his will against my own free will, I wasn't prepared for the consequences of what I asked for. Or, yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. Like, definitely wasn't prepared. And don't get me wrong, I'm appreciative of my prayer being answered, but I had to figure out that my prayer was being answered through my through me asking, through me venting and actually complaining, and then wondering like what's going on, why am I going through this and this and that. Just going through my natural routine of, okay, everything that already fell apart, everything that already like, he allowed just a lot of stuff to happen to me all at one time. And with that, especially if you asked him to do something that you wasn't really prepared to do, like it came sudden. So everything comes sudden, and whether you know it or not, I'm not certain about how many of y'all asked to do the will of the Most High, but if you ask to do the will of the Most High, it's not comfortable. Not at all. It's a bitter cup. It is a very bitter cup. And also, we are meant to take up our crosses and, have joy in our discomfort. Like, as odd as it might sound, because when you finally come to peace with the discomfort, because I heard it through the small, still voice. This is what you asked for. You asked for this. This is what it requires. And then I thought about it, and I was like, oh man. Yeah, I said to myself, oh man, the Most High did answer my prayer. I didn't know how bitter this cup would be. Of course, through it, he gets exaltation. He gets all exaltation through me overcoming this bitter cup, which is, whatever, he see fit. Whatever the Most High see fit, that's the exaltation that we give him through the bitter cups that we ask for. So, if you think it's going to be sweet serving the Most High, it's not. I'm letting you know that now. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, it's definitely going to be challenging. It's definitely going to be that. And also, you're going to find yourself questioning every single thing that you're going through that seems like it's not going the way that you would like for it to go. it's not, it's definitely not gonna go the way that you would like for it to go. It's gonna go exactly the opposite. All right, I'm just letting y'all know. Were you asked to do the will of the Most High, or were you asked to have your will taken away? To uh, Will you compromise your own will to go with the will of the Most High? Just be prepared to suffer. Be prepared to suffer. Be prepared to be in question. Be prepared for all this stuff, man. Because it's not going to be easy. It's not. And I'm telling you this through my own experience right now. Like, this stuff ain't easy. It's not. Uh, and then, you're not, when you go through it, because I'm giving y'all the process of me going through it right now and how it is. And then also the realization that the RUACH and the Most High as your resource, like when you're using the Most High as your resource, you're going to be in a state of question. You're going to be in a state of question. You're going to be in a state of questioning yourself, questioning your faith in the Most High. You're going to be in all these types of states of mind, like before you end up, being ministered to by angels. Like the Most High will send his spirit of comfort over you. But the whirlwind of emotions that you may go through while you're going through your process, just understand something. The Most High, when he answers a prayer, it's never the way that you think it's gonna be. It's not. It is not. It's not easy. It's not gonna be comfortable. You're gonna find yourself diligently seeking. Then you're gonna find yourself breaking down like every other, like maybe even every other moment you're gonna find yourself breaking down, being confused, or going through a state of confusion because Satan's attacking you. Like, it's just like when Yahusha was on the mountain and being challenged by Satan. It's the same thing. It is definitely the same thing. Now, I didn't, but I didn't realize it until I thought about it. Why am I going through this? And then, then I'm sitting here thinking about everything that I'm being challenged with. Finances challenged, uh, my faith being challenged, my faith in the Most High being challenged. And this is all if you're asked, if you have asked ever in your life, what does the Most High, I don't want to do the will of this world. I want to do the will of the Most High. If you've ever asked that or prayed that prayer, when you get that prayer answered, you're not going to know that it's answered. I wasn't aware that it was answered until I thought about it. Most of your prayers are already answered and you're not thinking about it. Everything that you've ever asked for, ever will ask for, ever have ever asked for, it's being answered. Now, if he values you, if the Most High values you, he gonna make sure that you think and observe your situation and to reflect on the things that you have called into your life through your actions or consistencies or habits. All these things, they all play a part. Everything plays a part, okay? So then when you get down to the bare minimum, right? So you get down to the bare minimum of, of maybe even your resources. Like I'm gonna say your resources. I'm gonna say your mental stability, because your mental stability might not hold up. Like especially if it's crucial. Like if if what you ask for is crucial or divine promise, it's when you get your prayer answered, it's not gonna come the way you think it's gonna come. When you like when the Most High answers your prayer, it's never, it's already answered. Just know that it's answered. But then you have to see the answer like you have to see the answer. Well, I asked for this. I asked for this too. Like it, I ended up figuring this out on the whim, and I just thought that I would share it with y'all because of the simple fact that I've been learning so much when reading the Word of the Most High that even with the ruach and the different breaths out here, there's different types of breaths out here. And oh yeah, for example, a lot of people probably would think that my temptation would be uh, lust, and really my temptation is never really lust. Okay, I've never, like, not recently anyway. Back then, that's what my temptation was. Like right now, my temptations are my emotional stability, my spiritual stability, my faithfulness, my obedience, uh, me seeing things just fall around me, and me not like, and me observing that my faith is being tested and all that stuff. Me seeing all that and then me understanding what I asked for, I can say it's a bitter cup. Understand what you're asking for a bitter cup, because like a bitter cup is not gonna be comfortable, not at all. And then you'll sit here and then you'll be like, well, I've been doing this and I've been doing this, and you talk about you looking for a breakthrough, you looking for a breakthrough, you looking for a breakthrough, but you're already in your breakthrough. You just didn't know it. I'll just let y'all know that when you ask to serve the Most High, everything's going to go the opposite, especially if you're using the Most High as your resource. It's going to go the opposite of the way that you wanted it to go. It's never going to come easy because your faith is being tested. Like, he'll reward your faithfulness over time. However, you have to realize that your prayer is being answered. Like it's already answered. Like when you in the fire and you going through it and your finances is being tested and all this stuff is just being acclimated. No, it's not. I'm not talking about having patience for the Most High. He already answered your prayer. It's up to you to see the answer. You actually have to see that he answered your prayer. And you won't even realize he answered your prayer because you're going through emotional turmoil or whatever, like whirlwind of emotions that you're going through at the time. You won't even know that he answered your prayer until you think. You got to sit back and think. And then, like, especially if you're in an uncomfortable situation, like I'm gonna give y'all one: fasting. Like when you prayer, fasting, abstaining. When you're abstaining, you get to a point of desperation or emotional desperation and all those things because you just feel like, I want to be comfortable while my prayer is being answered, and that's not how it works. The Most High don't answer prayers through comfort at all, at all, y'all. Not at all. and, and I realize it, and just because I realize that doesn't mean that it's a sweet cup. You have to, as a matter of fact, I would say that your your limits, the limits, you not you make it. I'm gonna put it to you like this: you make it lemonade without sugar. When you create this cup, you are creating lemonade with no sweetness, all bitterness. And matter of fact, you'll find people doing stuff to you. And uh, maybe you have the greatest intention, but people, you know, once you start getting attacked on all ends, like finances, spiritually, emotionally, you have your pride being tested, you have your ego being tested, and a lot of people call it a humiliation ritual, but it's not really a humiliation ritual. It's your prayer. You're in the midst of the answer of your prayer that you didn't know was answered. And then especially if you done gave up on wanting to live a regular life, it's not what you think. So just understand this. When you find stuff being removed from you, when you find your finances being attacked, when you find your emotions being attacked, when you find your faithfulness being attacked, when you find all these things being attacked, it's the Most High answering your prayer. It's, especially if you pray the prayer of, I don't want to do my own will anymore. I want to do the will of the Most High. And the will of the Most High requires you to carry your cross or to carry it requires you to be sacrificial with your behavior, like good behavior or obedience. Even in the most harshest time. And then also, it's another thing too. Once you become at peace within the midst of the chaos, that's when he'll lighten up your load. Like he'll lighten up your load once you become at peace within the chaos. I noticed that as well. So, but generally, he would like for you to actually go into the chaos with full joy. And especially when you find somebody that just doesn't want to see you succeed. If you done ran into people and you wondering why they acting a certain way towards you or why they don't like or why aren't they why aren't they treating you or reciprocating the same energy you done gave out? Right. That's the most high allowing you to see what this bitter cup tastes like. You created lemonade with no sugar when you asked for that. I didn't know. I just now figured it out, and I can tell you that I'm frustrated, but also deeply grateful, if that makes sense. Like you might be you might go through your frustration, but once you go through your frustration and you've you've already like you vented to the Most High, and then the Most High brings a peace or a calm over you, and then you actually look at what happened. it you won't even because like I said, during the frustration, you're not gonna know that your prayer was answered. It was already answered. You're going through your answer. He allowed you to see what it looked like to serve him. It's not gonna be easy. You are gonna have to encourage others, even if you're not in the position to encourage. You're gonna have to you're going to have to do things that you feel like you're not in a position of doing, even though, like, remember the lady that she gave her last, like she just gave her last little pennies. That's how you gonna have to be. But she did it with joy, all joy. And then he said, and then he said, for the kingdom is like this. This lady, they gave her last 2 coins to Yahusha. He said that she has given more than any of them that had more than enough to give. And this is me giving my last right now. Because I have nothing else to give but my awareness. I'm giving you my awareness and the encouragement of the Most High that your prayer is already answered. Even though even though you're going through the situation, look at what you asked for, especially if it's according to the will of the Most High. If you ever ask for anything that's according to the will of the Most High, look at your situation and see the answer. If Yahusha went through it, who he was the least of us, who became the greatest of us. And if he went through it, that's what you got to go through. And it's not humiliation. It's not a ritual. It's the answer to your prayer. Can you do it in humility? Can you deal with your answered prayer in humility? Can you deal with your answered prayer in obedience? uh, and then humility is a choice. My fault, y'all. I told y'all last time about the medicine that I be putting in my eye. But yeah, it's definitely a choice though. Your humility is a choice. Are you gonna still continue to do things the same way, or how are you gonna move differently moving forward now that you know this is what you have to go through? And I thought about that too, and I was like, you know what, Yahuwah, I appreciate you. I'm thankful. Like, and that lightness or that comforting spirit comes over you, where you start to understand that, okay, well, you might have to fast, and maybe you have, let's say you have a habit of having to, like, wanting to eat all the time or wanting to feed your face or whatever the case might be. Like, whatever habit that you have, and let's say you're in a position to where you can't get uh, those needs met or those habits met. That's where you're gonna be tested. It's not when you got everything that you want. That's not the test. The test is how you gonna act when you lose all that. When you lose all of these things that you truly value at the time because you don't know that you're valuing it. It's subconscious. And so most of the stuff that you find yourself valuing, it's unconscious. And then on top of it, you don't know you're valuing it until you think about it. You have to think. You do. You have to truly use your mind. So yeah, when I tell y'all that yeah, I'm being tempted or tested, it's not with lust. I know how to deny myself that type of pleasure. when I So that's never really my temptation. The fact that that's not my temptation, as far as that goes, because I do know how to consciously be like no or whatever, because it's an obvious. If I'm not married, I'm not doing it. You feel me? But more so is okay. You gonna be tempted to lose your faith. You're going to be tempted to be emotionally out of control and erratic. You're going to be tempted to be disobedient. You're going to be tempted to be in unbelief, which is another thing that I want to speak on. Because I read Hebrews, and I learned something that most people wouldn't even be able to see unless unless you know what the true word of the Most High Yahuwah really looks like. You got to figure out what it looks like first. My bad, y'all. I got like I said, I got this medicine in my eye, so. But yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and hold you though. It's a tedious task when you allow people to take advantage of you without seeking revenge. That's another test. People will take advantage of you, and you have to play like you don't. You have to play like you don't know that they took advantage of you. And push it at like where you got an ego or where you just simply known to not let people slide. That's a test. Like somebody like me, I'll allow somebody to take advantage of me, and I don't say and when I don't say nothing about it, because I'm used to saying something about it, I just say it. Well, I'm gonna let the Most High handle it. And like when you used to like when you used to not letting not allowing people to slide because you know that they are being insidious or they're taking advantage, it does something to you. It do something to you. But Are you gonna be faithful in Yahuwah and Yahusha and their teachings, or are you gonna do things your own way? And so, like me understanding that I'm gonna possibly be trying, like I'm being obedient. Me be through my obedience, yes, I am going to have to suffer. And I like I didn't know my prayer was being answered. It is being answered, but like I said, y'all might be going through this too. If you're asking to do the things in the will of the Most High, trust me, your prayer is being answered. You're sitting in the middle of your answer when you're going through emotional turmoil. When you're going through when you're going through the test on the mount. Like where you're going through the test on the mount, where Yahusha said, where he said that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High Yahuwah, creator of heavens and earth. That's one. Thou shalt not tempt thy Lord. Don't tempt him. Like don't try to prove his existence. And then last but not least, which was the first test, no, the second test, I believe. No, it was the first test, which is all the kingdoms, the test of all the kingdoms given to him. Are you gonna compromise your morality to serve an idol? And trust me, it's not an easy task. None of this stuff is easy task because you don't even know that you're going through that type of test when you're going through it. You won't. Matter of fact, when people are going through these divorces and stuff, that's usually the Most High testing, allowing them to be tested by Satan. I didn't know that either until I thought about it. When you're in the midst of trouble, or when people are in the midst of trouble and they bow out and decide to go their own way, you fail. You fail. Trust me, I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I done failed tests. But I failed my test. Everybody has failed their test through unawareness. You're not aware that you're being tested because you don't read the word of the Most High. I myself am guilty. So I know my unawareness was through me not actually reading or understanding the word of the Most High. And then when you become the word, because you actually become the word, especially through fasting and abstaining, like these things, whether you know it or not, learn how to breathe in the RUACH Elohim. Breathe in the RUACH Elohim. Breathe in the RUACH HaMashiach. Breathe in the RUACH of YAHUAH. And then you'll start to understand that you say that the universe is reflecting you, but it's not. It's Yahuwah showing you what you need to see in order to serve him. This is what you need to see in order for you to serve me. You have to see this. And he gonna show it to you, and it's gonna be a very bitter cup, and you're just gonna have a couple lemons. Very bitter. Cup of lemon with no sugar, just all lemon. No water. not even diluted. All strictly lemon juice, bitter, lemon and lime. Let's throw lime in there as well. And then when you drink from that cup, it might be bitter, but it's good for you. We know that lime and lemon is good for you. It purifies your system, right? Same thing. Lemons are healthy, especially without sugar. So yeah, you'll find yourself in the bitterness. But once that bitterness, once you become accustomed to the bitterness, and then that sense of peace comes over you, then you start to see because Yahuwah is showing you something. Yahuwah is showing you that your prayer is answered. Your prayer is answered. He needs you to see who's for you, who's against you. He needs you to see uh, not everybody's gonna reflect the same type of energy you give. He needs to see. He needs you to see. Okay, I want like when I need you to not be like this. And so you want to be the opposite of all those people that he allowed to either take advantage of you or they give you a bitter cup or they don't know Satan's taking them over because a lot of times Satan does take them over. He allows that to happen so you can see what you're dealing with when you serve him. He can't afford to give you the power to perform miracles if you're not truly his. And then you can't fake try to be his either. When you exalt the Most High and when you exalt Yahusha, he not about to he not about to deal with your fake exaltation. He needs to know that you see, feel, understand, also empathize with him. It's not that he wants you to go through this. This is just a bitter cup that you might have to go through. Even though he has the power to remove things out of your way, he needs to know that when these things are in your way, how are you going to respond? When these things are in your way, how are you going to respond? Are you going to be obedient? So that way, he understands where your heart is. Like once he understands where your heart is, because cause I got something new I learned too. It said Hebrews, and so like it said Hebrews, and I'm gonna give y'all a lesson on it later on today. But you know, understand your prayers already answered when you're going through this kind of stuff. I didn't know my prayer was already answered until I thought about it. So most people probably don't know that their prayers being answered. Where like if you've ever asked with the Most High, what would you like me to do? And then you remove your will to serve the Most High's will. Oh yeah, that cup is bitter. It'll make you better, but it's bitter. It's a bitter cup. And Yahusha went through it before we did, but I didn't know what I was asking for. Like when I asked, and then when I seen what I'm asking for, I said, "Oh, this is the answer to my prayer." You know, when you being forced, like when you ask for your own will to be taken away and swapped out for the Most High, he like, you willing to deal with this? Is it like, is this what you want for real? I need to know that this is what you want for real, because I won't be performing miracles through somebody that's faithless or in disbelief or unbelief. And if you made it this far, I love you. My bad. I love you. And if you enjoyed the content, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Also, if you have any discrepancies with my teaching, hop in the comments. I have no problem responding to y'all. Trust me, I don't. And it's all love. Everything I do is all love, y'all. It's never like, it's never to harm you. Uh, I am going to be graceful and sometimes stern with how I talk to y'all. But just understand it's all in love, and it's all in love for the exaltation of the Most High Yahweh. Exalt the Most High, even when things is looking down. Exalt Him, and then also exalt Yahusha, the one that taught us how to communicate with the Most High. Everything ain't gonna be sweet all the time. It's gonna be a very bitter cup. Just understand that. Oh yeah, and I will see you guys on my next video. It's all love.